Again, just trying to take advantage of the like Boros Neoform Prowess metagame, although Prowess seems to be kind of on the downswing. I think one thing that's is very effective at the moment is Scepter Chant. There are a few pretty established Scepter Chant like blue-white builds, but I wanted to build a like kind of Lantern control style, Mox Opal control Enigma Jewel shell, where Enigma Jewel to me seems like a little bit underexplored. If Scepter Chant, it's very good, where you can go turn 1 Jewel, turn 2 Scepter, activate on Counterspell or Chant to lock your opponents out of the game as soon as turn 2. And then Jewel is also really good with Urza Saga. It's really good with Tamiyo. We're only playing 3, of course, or not of course, but because they're legendary. I'm also really interested in using stock up to try to assemble the Scepter Chant combo. Got a couple Kappa Cannoneers in this build because we are really needing to have some way to win the game besides Urza Saga, I think. Yeah, Lanternless Lantern control. Although I did consider playing like one Lantern, one Shredder, and like Power Conduit maybe, but they didn't end up making there. You also have Dispatch for Isochron Scepter, so you've got Counterspell, Dispatch, and Orim's Chant to go with your Scepter. There's also a very good Hinge deck, where not only does Hinge find a huge chunk of your deck, Sagas and Scepters and Portable Holes and Kappa Cannoneers, Tamiyo, Jewels, but also you can use Jewel to help pay for Hinge. So Hinge is a little bit better here. So let's get in there. I think we'll do another Gold League. I'm still not sure like if I'm just mono Gold Leaguing or not. I think if this Mox Opal is like almost any other card we can keep. It's just not quite there. We do have Jewel into Scepter, which is pretty good. I'm going to put back the Archive. Hope to draw a Chant or a Counterspell. I guess a Dispatch is maybe not good. Maybe good. Do you see the mono white land destruction that won a challenge? We played against it, and I didn't get to see much of the deck, where I just like stomped them like immediately. Okay, looks like we're up against Eldrazi. And wow, we get to do it. If we get Besaged, we may cry, but have I noticed anything about the Gold Leagues? Not anything too crazy. It does kind of seem like it's more brew heavy than your normal league, though, funny enough. But yeah, I don't know. To me, this feels like a little underexplored. Also nice that we have the pressure with the Saga here. It's very therapeutic to get to do this to Eldrazi also. Opponent says brutal. I am inclined to agree. They have no land here either. Am I making another Saga token, or am I playing? I think I'd pick another Saga token instead of going for a Kappa Cannoneer. Do you feel the players are better in gold? I guess I can't really say. It hasn't felt like super big skill difference, but also like the reality is on Magic Online, like skill levels are just really high in general. Like there's not it's pretty rare that you run into like a lot of mistakes. It's pretty rare that you run into like super soft decks. Tyrolean, think of the 31 months. Needlemane would have perma-locked him out. Yeah, I don't know. I think Needlemane is kind of interesting to play around Besaged. I don't know. I think it's a bit too dead in too many spots. Alright, and there we're in sideboarding for game 2. So obviously that was a pretty good top deck. We're gonna bring in the consigns. I actually do like Portable Hole a pretty good amount, just to hit their mana rocks. Not a big fan of the dispatches, especially if you have Shadowspear in your deck. You can just kind of ignore their creatures with big lifelinking creature. I'm gonna cut the Vexing Bauble. I'm gonna leave in the Relic. I don't think I'm bringing in the Needle for Besaged. I think it's just too narrow. This is our first league with this one. We didn't end up getting around to it yesterday. Yeah, we also have Scepter Consign, which is pretty nice. Yeah, 3 Portable Hole, 1 Relic I think is good still. The Eldrazi plays Besage You. Some builds definitely do. I guess I'm not sure how stock it is. Alright, we got a Consign, let's keep. Even if these... We're only playing 2 Thoughtcasts, because we're not like super duper good at Fast Affinity, but I think a couple of them to flip Tamiyo quickly, give you a little bit more dig is good. They started to play some Nature's Claim by RC Atlanta. I'm not sure now. Okay, yeah, I've seen Nature's Claim. I've seen Besage You. You know, I don't think it's super stock. Whatever the Disenchant package is. Okay, they exile a Sprawl, a Forest, and a Disruptor Flute. I'm trying to think if I would consign a Mana Rock here. Okay, not given the option. They mill over a Sprawl, a Verdant Catacombs, a Rumble, and an Emrakul. Would you splash for 4 consign in a creature deck sideboard? You know, in general, Modern is just so weird that like I do not ever have like a formula I can give you for stuff like this. I don't have a... You're a creature deck. Of course you need 4 consigns. You know what I mean? It's like, what is your creature deck? What colors are you playing? What other options do you have? You know, it's... The answer is always... It depends, too. What should your sideboard plan be? So they reveal a Sowing Mycospawn. They need a Temple or a Labyrinth to cast that this turn, though. Are Triumphs still played in Modern? Only in Leyline Binding decks, and Leyline Binding decks aren't too popular. There's still some Domain Zoo, which is okay. So I guess I want to be able to consign a Mycospawn. But they're not playing into my consign, which I guess makes sense. If I tap out for stock up, I can only consign one of the Mycospawn modes, but okay, now I can Orim's Chant. So let's take another consign. I don't need another land. So I guess I'll take the Counterspell too. Oh, we have to go to discard. Nick with the 31 months. Hope you're doing well. All right, let's play the Tamiyo, hold up our mana here. I recall you being pretty high in Brain Surge over stock up in Counterspell decks at one point. What was the pivot here? Well, we're also a combo deck that's trying to assemble 2 specific cards, right? We're trying to assemble Scepter plus Chant, so I think the stock up's digging for that's pretty nice. Also, like there just are Bowmasters kind of back in the metagame, so being able to be resilient to that is, I think, important. I'm not going to consign the Sanctum trigger. I'm going to let them have that. All right, so their hand is Mycospawn. Yeah, they already played the Verdant Catacombs off the first Rumble, right? They put the Emrakul in the yard. There's a good chance they have an Emrakul in their hand, though. They have 4, 5, 6, 7 Eldrazi mana. I'm just trying to think if I should try to Portable Hole the Mycospawn or not. I am pretty interested in flipping this Tamiyo. Why not consign all 3 triggers? Because I think with a second consign in my hand, I think I kind of just want them to sack the Sanctum. If I find a land off this Thoughtcast, then I'm going to be really happy I cast it. So I think I'm going to go kind of hedge my bets by just like reducing their mana by 1. We get to flip the Tamiyo, and I do find the land. Now, do I want to Orim's Chant them? Kinda. I think yes, just because it's like really annoying if they have a Mycospawn in play. Like, I don't get to counter the 3/3 body. I wouldn't Chant because you can probably Scepter off the stock up. Well, I can Scepter Consign is the thing, so like Scepter's still a good draw. I can also pick up Chant off the Tamiyo if I want. And like because I can minus Tamiyo next turn, like that's the main reason to be so aggressive for it. Well, okay, there's the Scepter. Scepter Cannoneer. I think I'm gonna take Scepter Opal. Since to me it seems like the only way I'm gonna lose this game is if they like can find like a K command to like resolve something here, or maybe if they have Beseiju right now, but to me it seems like I'm pretty interested in trying to assemble Scepter Chant right now. So just the ability to like use Scepter and still consign a K command, I think is why I want to grab the Opal. And then I guess also if they have like Nature's Claim, I can go for a Counterspell, hold up Consign. Yeah, Counterspell, hold up Consign. Good play. Really good play. So do they have an Emrakul to cast here? And does Emrakul even really do anything? Not really, right? They do have the Emrakul. Like, what can they even draw that... Like, I don't think they can draw anything to get rid of the Scepter. And I can just Scepter kick the Chant over and over again. They can Legend roll Mox Opal. Remember, I donated for versions deck around 2021. That was on Sanctuary, Return Silence. You could use them proactively. I was Karn Scepter WinCon. I do remember that deck, yeah. Chant is so much better than Silence. It's kind of funny. But I do remember. Yeah, I mean... Guess we play Tamiyo. They missed the whole priority. Oh yeah, they could have consigned the Opal. All right, no attacks, no spells. Okay, so I can tap Portable Hole, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have to attack with my Tamiyo if I want to play that and kick an Orim's Chant. It does seem like getting the pressure to end the game in play is correct. Can I somehow get rid of Emmy? No, I don't need to though. I can just get rid of them. Yeah, so I think I just go for the ultimate still. It's kind of close. Actually, sorry. I thought I had to... No, it's not close. Because I only have to plus this time. Why? I don't know why I keep taking the upkeep stop off. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I need a psychologist. Is there any way for them to get out of this? The main way is Beseiju or Force of Vigor. Because I don't have a... maybe picking up a Counterspell for Force is important. I think I don't crack the clue. Just having an artifact in play might be better. Yeah, it's just a habit. All right, so 4 artifacts will kill them. I do have exactly 4. Or maybe it is 5 actually. I have an 8/8 Kappa Cannoneer. Oh, I have more artifacts than that. All right, they concede. Nice. If one of these sagas was a blue-white land, I'd gonna have to go to 5. They're on a mold of 6 right now. All right, keep our 5. So I want to put back a land in the Tamiyo, I guess. The 2-mana Gruul card that rebuys sagas. I did not see that card, no. Does it put them into play? Yeah, sometimes you want to put Counterspell under Scepter for sure. Maybe it's me. I'd be slamming an Orim's Chant there out of paranoia. There's no reason for it. Yeah, I guess I don't. There's no reason for what. I feel like you just don't Orim's Chant there. You just chant on their turn still if something happens, but also nothing can happen. Domain Zoo? Domain Zoo. I did not top deck a portable hole. Sorry, I should definitely be chanting here. They exile the Chant. I draw a portable hole, which is pretty interesting. I think I just cast that. Obviously, would be pretty happy if I had that earlier. They do have the stub, which is less than ideal. Don't really have many answers to Leyline Scion. I guess I can go Shadowspear plus Dispatch. I can consign. They discard a Fable of the Mirror Breaker. That's how you know this card is bad, that you're not keeping it in these kind of spots. Although, I guess we don't have too many outs to this, although we have to find some kind of, like, draw Scepter or Chant and stock up into the other 2 pieces, Chant for a turn. Yeah, that's true. The Leyline Binding is going to be tough. Alright, tough mold to 5. Going to game 2. So I'm going to bring in Portable Hold number 4. Now, I wonder, like, I probably can't completely move off of Scepter Chant. It's kind of interesting thinking about doing it, though. I think I want to just probably bring in Consigns to try to protect from the bindings. They do play Flage, so I want to keep in the Relic. Let's cut the Vexing Bauble. They shouldn't have too much hate from Saga tokens that we can't win with the Saga tokens, so I think I can cut the Cannoneers. Could cut Counterspell number 4. I think on the play I don't want to do that. Let's cut Opal 4. Let's try that. Having Portable Hole for Stony Silence is pretty good too. I'm going to keep this one. I definitely need to lead on the Tamiyo though. Playing 1 Surveil land in this build. Cut a Tamiyo. I don't know. I just kind of never cut Tamiyo. Tamiyo's so insane. Although he is pretty weak to removal. But, you know, when they have, you know, if you cut a Tamiyo, you can't cast the second one, I guess. I mean, that is kind of real, right? Where, like, your second Tamiyo is almost always going to be live. Playing Boros, I found I wanted Fable exactly in the mirror against the Mirror Frog, but Spyro was better in the mirror. Yeah, I'm so off Fable and Boros. I'll play any other flex spot over it. Yeah, let me check out the 2-mana Gruul card that rebuys Sagas. Oh, this is a leak. No leaks. We got time. Ragavan. So now we can go Portable Hole Ragavan, play Mox Opal, attack, hold up Counterspell / Clue Token. Had the Murktide Neoform deck before. We 4-1'd our first league, and then we 1-2'd 2 leagues after that. But I like the deck a lot. I think like the games are close. We could have taken some different lines, but overall I'm pretty happy with where that list is. So they play a Kavu. I draw a Scepter. So let's attack and stock up, looking for maybe like land dispatch, land portable hole, maybe land Orim's Chant. Okay, well we found Orim's Chant and we found portable hole. We didn't find the land, which was kind of the easy thing though. Funny enough. Thoughtcast is also really good here. 1 mana, draw 2, flip Tamiyo. It's pretty tempting to try to grab that. Yeah, I think I'm going to take Portable Hole Thoughtcast. It's kind of weird, but we already have a counterspell to put underneath the Scepter, which is going to be pretty solid in this kind of spot. And it's like not a guarantee that Scepter Chant is going to be a lock if they have another binding anyways. Okay. So this is bad if I don't draw a land. We just bought him so many lands. The one land that gets me. Okay, although the relic should make it where I don't need to fear a fetch land anymore. Weird game. We're playing just one Razortide Bridge here. I think I would have taken Chant plus Consign and gone for the lock. Yeah, but we're just so light on the mana too. Like you can't even go Scepter Chant next turn without a land. So I feel like you have to take the portable hole. Yeah, I think I would take the same 2 cards I took again. Do you have to pay the extra cost for the new Stifle if you Scepter it? Probably. Is they binding my Relic? Binding my portable hole? They binding the Relic. They have 3 cards in their hand. Okay. I cast a Scepter. Scepter, I hardly know her. They have a 3rd binding. Counterspell and Scepter is better against binding for sure. Seems like they have it. Maybe they have a bolt. They have a stub, I guess. Dispatch. So obviously want to save that for one of the other Scepters here. I don't love just turning Counterspell face up like that. Would you have taken a different line here? The 4th Scepter. Can't really kick it this turn though, since they can still attack. Actually I can, right? Because it's like stops them from double spelling. If they have stub, they get to stub the counterspell anyways, and so this gives them smaller range. Okay, they also just have the Wear Tear. So now we need to draw Dispatch. One more look. I've already surveilled, so can't fetch to find one. No Dispatch, okay. It's a tricky game to navigate. 1-1. But it's on a multi-6. Good old upkeep stop here. Take your time, okay. Scalding Tarn. All right, I guess we're gonna portable hole their portable hole. They'll wait on the Saga, I think. Their second land is a Scalding Tarn. So this could be Jeskai Ascendancy combo still. Doesn't have to be like a more normal affinity deck. Tamiyo Counterspell up seems pretty good to me. They graveyard an Urza Saga. I feel like they would only do that if they had another one in their hand, or maybe if they were like just really flooded in general. Maybe they have like a Jeskai Ascendancy or a Narset that they need triple color for too, I guess. They play an untapped Steam Vents, so let's see if this is one of those triple color 3-drops. It's a Steel Cutter. Well, you usually point a Counterspell at that. I do think that they're playing the Ascendancy combo deck though. Then they play a Mox Opal. They don't have Metalcraft. Maybe an Emery? Maybe a Metallic Rebuke. So I think I'm going to just try to trade Scepter for Metallic Rebuke here. And you know, if it resolves, then I don't really mind having Scepter Dispatch available. How did Soaring Catchermost deck end up going? I think I'll revisit it. It was like fine. I think in general, like that white-black Catchermost like Saga build is pretty solid. I would play Vexing Bauble in the main if I were to revisit. Okay, Repeal is very good against Scepter. Right, crack a clue. Draw stock up. We win. Just gonna put this up for a little bit. Two copies of Teferi could be good considering it makes the combo much harder. Yeah, I thought about playing like those over the Cannoneers, but I found that I needed more win conditions. Alright, no spells for you this turn. Maybe this is not the most relevant spot to have the hand hider up. I just like to sometimes throw it up in spots where my opponents are playing really slow. Because if they are ghosting and I throw it up, maybe they'll start playing faster. Not that that's what was happening here necessarily. Sometimes it just works. But when their Scepter Chant locked, it's maybe just a bit silly. Thankfully, they didn't have another repeal. Two-turn clock here. Might play him over a Thoughtcast, a Shadowspear, Dispatch. Maybe, yeah. Could sideboard the Shadowspear. My opponent has lost connection to the game. Lovely. How does Scepter work with Kicker? So you have to spend 3 mana to Kicker. 2 up front, and then another one when you cast this. 2 to activate the Scepter, and another one when you cast the Chant. Yeah, any deck techs, I guess. Unclear if our opponent will be back. They might just have been lagging. you want to cast Orim's Chant with Kicker and an opponent has a Trinisphere in play, do you pay 3 or 4? If it's under a Scepter, you pay 5. If it's, I think, no Scepter 3. This is a Scepter Chant brew that's been great. Yeah, I do think Scepter Chant. We're back. I can't see a chat. Magic Online's not working. If y'all can hear me, my power went out. I'm going to try to restart this. This is perhaps Modern's most expensive opening hand. Easy mulligan. Okay, so we're on a mold of 5 already. If I can find something to pair with the Scepter that can help unmulligan us. Let's see, one day ago on Belcher, so maybe this Vexing Bauble will be really good. Though it's another affinity adjacent mirror. The Scepter Chant stuff should give us a pretty nice edge, but being on the mold of 5, we might be cooked. See, one day ago on Blue Belcher. I may just go to game 2 so we can get some some semblance of momentum back here. Yeah, kind of just non-functional mold of 5. Let's keep it moving. I'm gonna bring in the 4th copy of Portable Hole. The Vexing Bauble is like kind of just pretty solid on the play sometimes. It also can kind of shut down Imri. I think we'll keep him in. Don't think we need too much else. The first Consign could be good. I think I'm going to just cut a Kappa Cannoneer. Yeah, I think... Oh, I want to cut the Relic, actually. Let's do that. Let's just do... +1 Portable Hole, -1 Relic. Click Submit. Mike is goofing. All right, let me reset. Test. Close one. Got a mulligan to 7. Like, if we could have cast the Jewel would have been great there. Okay, well, this hand is the nuts. Kind of funny to put back stock up on the mold of 5, but we just have the turn 2 Scepter Chant lock. Hope you didn't want to cast any spells this game. Okay, well, they're going to get some spells in, I guess. No, don't Metallic Rebuke me. Don't think we could really afford to play around that. We do have the Jewel to go with the Saga. They mulligan to 6, I mulligan to 5, but damn. Okay, I'm not going to be able to dispatch this next turn unless I draw an artifact. I guess it has to be exactly Mox Opal. Maybe we just top deck second Scepter. Oh, they also got to haste the Emery for another Bauble. That's pretty gross. They're targeting Kappa Cannoneer. I guess I have to Chant. I'm going to draw Scepter. Draw my own copy of Kappa Cannoneer. So now we grab a Mox Opal and dispatch the Emery before they can replay the Cannoneer and then lose to second Rebuke maybe. They crack the Bauble. They target me. A second Galvanic Blast is a game ender. They don't have it, thankfully. They draw back up to 3 cards. Weird game. Our best draw is Urza Saga, I guess. It's been blue-red, maybe a steel cutter. Dude, steel cutter and Emery is nuts. All right, tough one. I think I'm gonna just call the stream here. I know it's just been such a disaster with being out of town and everything, but I feel like this like the stream crash just ruined this league, and our opponent wasn't here. It's just such a mess. And when there's like such a momentum crash, I feel like it's just also Athena's going crazy. It's probably just for the best to recollect, try to have a nice long challenge stream tomorrow. Tomorrow's also gonna be weird because they're installing the floors. They're all installing the floors, so hopefully we can get a good day tomorrow. But it might be weird. Yeah, weird 9-minute stream. It just feels like a good stopping point to me. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Challenge tomorrow. Hopefully not too loud.